Away from home, can't get to sleep. I think I may just have found the solution. Hi guys, what's the matter? It's Mike Ash here, the spoof millionaire. Hope you're having a really cool night. Linda and I have snuck away from London for an extended weekend break and also to attend her cousin's wedding. So we find ourselves in a 5-star bed and breakfast on the outskirts of Leeds in the north of England. And it's not a bad room in actual fact, if you're okay with long life milk and you don't want to watch BBC Two. But as is so often the case when I'm away from home, either on business or on a jolly, I find it hard to sleep. Now, sometimes I can put that down to the different time zone or perhaps the extreme change in climate. But neither of those things really apply to Leeds, although it was raining quite heavily earlier on. Apologies, by the way, for whispering, but I don't want to wake Linda up. Although that's pretty unlikely, she's a very heavy sleeper. But as I was lying here, I started to think, like you do, about niche markets, or niche markets as the Americans like to call them. It's funny, isn't it, how we get our best ideas in the middle of the night. Of course, they don't always seem like great ideas come the morning, but I think on this case, I'm onto a real corker, a surefire winner, and I wanted to share it with you as soon as possible. I was thinking specifically what it was that was preventing me from sleeping. Is it perhaps the clunky air conditioning unit or the creaky stairs just next door? Or was it the noisy neighbours, fellow guests coming home from the bar in the middle of the night? Or is it the street light just outside the window that's flickering on and off all the time? Or the distant yet constant hum from the motorway? More likely it's a combination of all of these things. But whatever it is, there's something fundamentally different about being away from home and in my own bed. And that was when it hit me. If you think about it, we spend a lot of care and attention choosing our bed in the first place. In our case, it was the king-size double Dreammaker Comfy 3. And then we spend years getting used to that particular bed. Little wonder then that when we're away from it, we find it hard to sleep. But the solution to this problem is obvious. In fact, it's so obvious, I'm surprised no one has thought of it before. Bed sharing. Now, you've heard of car sharing, you've heard of job sharing, so that only goes to prove that the business model works. I was just thinking about the king-size double Dreammaker Comfy 3, and I thought, how many king-size double Dreammaker Comfy 3s can there be out there? Thousands, I imagine, millions perhaps all over the world. So, imagine a website. This is how the idea works. You're on a business trip, let's say to New York, and you tap in your particular brand of bed, and up pops all the owners of that make of bed across New York. So in my case, if someone has the king-size double Dreammaker Comfy 3, and it is, or at least one side of it is vacant that night, you pay the agreed price, and it's yours. And likewise, if I'm away, I could advertise my bed, or my side of the bed at least. I'd have to get Linda on board with the idea, I suppose. But there's an opportunity to make some cash while you're away from home. And if, like tonight, we were both away from home, well, there's even more cash on the table or in the bed. Now, I haven't thought through all of the details yet, the costs, etc., but it's a brilliant idea. What price? A good night's sleep. Now, you're probably thinking, great idea, Mike, but what do you get out of this? Well, it isn't something that I think I'd want to get involved in hands-on. However, if someone else were to look into it, I might consider a joint venture or look on it as an investment opportunity. So, I think it's going to be snapped up pretty sharpish. My advice to you is to get on with it as soon as you possibly can. Okay, I'm going to try and get a little bit of shut-eye now, so until the next time, this is Mike Ash saying good night and bye for now.